Lovita J.R. Moran. She's a guest of honor. She's an artist, poet, writer, researcher, filmmaker, discovery of rhododendron forest, Eastern Himalaya film, and book is a green Oscar entrant. Wow. Lavita has represented in international and national science film festivals. She has made more than 20 documentary films. Wow. And has 30 books, anthologies of short stories and poetries, honored with Karamveer Chakra Award by United Nations. So over to Lovita. Please, Lovita. Over to you. Lovita.
Lovita, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good evening to all the authors, poets, delegates of Santiniketen Literary Festival. And it's an honor that I have been honored with this love as guest of honor for this prestigious event. And I would like to, it's all about Tagore, the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore's love for Northeast India and Northeast India's people's love for Tagore. We from Northeast India has 8 states like Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam. So I'm based in Guwahati from the land of Red River and Blue Hills. Mighty Brahmaputra is here. So I would like, my paper presentation is, I have done, I won't say extensive, but passionate research on Tagore's presence in Northeast. So I have already written Tagore's Love. Letters from Shillong, Kublai Shibun. Tagore in love. Tagore in love with what? Yes, poetry, of course, but most importantly, the place, Shillong, Northeast, Assam, Tripura. So let me start with what I wrote, Tagore in love. It was in the month of May. Lovita was in Shillong with a sole sojourn to be there with Tagore, who lived for 999, but now 100 years ago. First time in 1919, he was in Shillong. She walked, Lovita walked the Eka, Beka, winding roads of Laitumukura, then walked up Hill Laban. The pine trees are still there, tall but older, under whose shades walked the poet laureate. She documents Bart's journey, his stay, clicking pictures. So it was in the month of April, Tagore arrived in Shillong and fell in love with the place, stayed there throughout May and June. And here I want to add a line from Tagore. Once we dreamt that we were strangers. Once we dreamt that we were strangers, we wake up to find that we were dear to each other. That's written by Rabindranath Tagore. Through Eka Beka roads of Laitumukara, Uphill Laban, the poet laureate was here, writing his last poetries, Shesher Kobita. Magic is right here. He left magic here. Such is the creator of the elegant prose and magical poetry, who we lovingly address Gurudev, right? First time he was Rabindranath Tagore, the laureate, Nobel laureate, was in Shillong on 11th October 1999. He stayed here for 21 days. He lived in a house named Brookside, surrounded by pine and deodar trees. This is the good news. But the bad news, the news that's not so good, is that the house where Tagore lived has been dismantled by people who are not aware of his presence here, who lived here. I am here trying to express my love for Tagore. I'm saying I wrote already in love with Tagore, Tagore in love with Shillong, but people here unknowingly or unintentionally, I don't know, but they dismantled the house. So it's no more there. Brookside. Then when Tagore was here in Shillong, he fell in love with Shillong. He felt the breath of fresh air here. He found his much needed solace. He loved the comforts of confinement. Tagore loved the comforts of confinement. The only place he would go to pray in Shillong was Brahmo Samaj. Maybe the disturbances caused by the Nation by Rowlatt Act were Britishers introduced to restrict every protesting Indian. 22nd December 1918, the foundation stone of Vishwa Bharati was laid. An untiring effort to glorify Santiniketen, a citadel of knowledge and culture. He even became the teacher himself to inculcate the wisdom in pupils. He introduced Guru Shishya Parampara. And if I may add here, Rabindranath Tagore came to Tripura. Tagore visited Tripura 7 times and was very close to Tripura's royal family. The royal family entertained him with Manipuri dance. Tagore was so enchanted by the dance that he took a Manipuri dance teacher, Nava Kumar Singha, to Santiniketen to acquaint his students with Manipuri culture and help them to learn the dance form. That was a significant event for the Santiniketen. Prabhat Kumar Mukhopadhyay in the third part of Rabindra Jayanti said, because the Singha's presence, the dance form in Santiniketan took a new form. Tagore also visited Cotton College here in Guwahati. I would also like to connect Tagore to the literary giant of Assam, Lakshminath Bezbarwa, the beautiful marital connection. This marital connection was some socio-cultural literary significance also. Rabindranath Tagore's niece, Lakshminath Bezbarwa, the doyen of Assamese literary, he is called Sahityarati, the doyen of architect of modern literature of Assam, Lakshminath Bezbarwa, he got married to Rabindranath Tagore's niece, Pragya Sundari Devi. And also I would like to say, like Rabindranath's favorite book, a flower was rhododendron, which I'm working on. Rabindranath Tagore would have been happy. We have discovered 100 species of rhododendron in the last frontier of India. So he wrote a line, poetry on rhododendron. Rhododendron Ucha Sakhaye, that highest. And I am also working on it to make it declared the last frontier of India rhododendron forest as World Biodiversity Heritage Site. The fight is still on. That's what Rabindranath Tagore has inspired me to work on him also. I have written a long write-up on him, but it's very difficult to, read now. I'm trying to, again, read more from his lines. Rabindranath Tagore, when he came to Shillong in 1919, he wrote in Bengali, Bipode more raksha koro, Bipode more raksha koro, e nohe mor prarthana, Bipode ami na jeno kori bhoy. Means in English, if I may translate, let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but be fearless in facing them. Likewise, I've taken out lots of points from, it's already on Google, but I think I should end but there's lots of things to be read again. So how Tagore traveled in rugged terrain. In 1919, can you beat this? How Tagore traveled in the rugged terrain from Guwahati to Shillong. The distance from Guwahati to Shillong is 100 kilometers. How the mystic man, the laureate traveled, it's remained a mystery. But magic in his work proved that Tagore was a risk-taking, headstrong, adventurous poet too. The poet who traveled 30 countries on 5 continents, yet his love for the land is different. He fell in love at first sight. Shillong ought to be the shibboleth. a slogan of soul, while soul-searching poetries and stories, soul-stirring. Tagore generally, he traveled from Guwahati in private vehicle. In his memoirs, described winding road to Shillong as he himself wrote, Eka Beka Path, means winding road to reach Shillong from Guwahati. So there was deep forest, dense fog on either side of the road. Rabindranath Tagore celebrated each turn of the mountain road. There was almost no road. Breathing deeply the aromatic emanating out from the pine trees, charmed by the union of wildflowers, evergreen Khasi hills. Yet he finds his favorite climate indicator wildflower, rhododendron, in Shillong. And he wrote Rhododendron Uchsasakhai, poetry with scientific intervention. Rhododendrons are climate indicator wildflower. Today we are facing 40-degree in Guwahati. Heat wave is on. See, he could identify the importance of flower then. Rhododendrons are climate indicator wildflower. So, nevertheless, the poet laureate in his later life developed interest and passion that expanded to science. Nobel laureate Tagore was he developed his interest for science, right? Interest and passion for science. His meeting with Albert Einstein, as solicited in Vishwa Parichay, his collection of essays, his respect for scientific laws and exploration of biology, physics, and astronomy inform his poetry, which exhibited extensive naturalism and verisimilitude. He wove the process of science, the narratives of scientists, into stories in She, Teen Songhi, and Galpa Salpa, 1941. Tagore was called Eternal Traveler. Amplified his verse in Shilonger Chithi, letters from Shillong. Gormi jokhon tutlo na ar pakar hawao sorbote, thanda hote dware elam Shillong namak porbote. Means when Rabindranath Tagore came to Shillong for the first time in 1919 without any formal invitation. Look at this. He never had ego. He came to Shillong with no formal invitation, though he was already a global celebrity. By then, he was not only Rabi Babu of Bengal, but also famous Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. And his second visit in 1923, a perfect summer vacation, with bitter experience of mechanical lifestyle and pattern, greed of capitalist society. In his more than a year-long voyage to Europe and America, he depicted the side effect of modern mechanical life in his drama Red Oleander, means Dr. Korobi, written in Chit Bhumi in Shillong. So these are so in Shilonger Chithi itself there, and he was so disturbed by the capitalist greed and climate condition, which still we are facing after 100 years. So I think I would like to end my research, passionately done research right up here.
Thank you, Lovita.
Thank you.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
You have given us an insight of, the two-way road, how Rabindranath loved Northeast and vice versa. Tripura's Raj Parivar, the kind of link that they had. And since he was a naturalist, he was a nature poet, you have talked about the wildflower, rhododendron, and how that is a climate indicator. Also, Rakta Korobi. And if you remember, Monica, we had initially we had three venues. One was Rakta Korobi, one was Polash, and one was Aparajita at Santiniketen this year. So anyway, so it was wonderful. Over to you.
Thank you.
Take it from here.
Thank you so much, Lovita. That was a refreshing, those were the refreshing anecdotes. Actually, I believe that Rabindranath had a profound love for different places and cultures, which is evident in his extensive travels and writings. I think his global perspective allowed him to blend Eastern and Western ideas. chief guest, and Amita Sanghvi. Amita Sanghvi is a renowned lecturer and poet, representing Oman as both an ambassador of Canada and Italy. She has authored 6 poetry books and edited 2 anthologies, and has won numerous international awards, including the Emil Kerr Solferini International Literary Competition and the prestigious Jury Award at Il Melito di Guido Gazzano. I hope I pronounced it right. Sanghvi has published her poetry in various countries and is set to present her research at the University of Minnesota, Rochester. Will recite a poem, Memories of Reading Tagore, and it's a tribute to Tagore. Over to you, Amita.
Thank you so much. It has been an absolutely enriching evening, listening to in-depth analysis and insights. And all that I've read of Tagore comes back crowding in the mind. And I feel so nostalgic about not being in India. Lovely. What a lovely, lovely crowd we have today, and beautiful, beautiful words of literature. When Arindamji said we are having this Tagore anthology, are you sending a poem? I was very honored that he thought I was good enough to write, and thank you so much, even for this online platform, because unfortunately I couldn't come to Calcutta, though I had signed up for the entire event. My poetry just came when I thought of Tagore, and I call it Memories of Reading Tagore. Memories jumble up from the English literature classes, reading Tagore's short stories, to reciting Gitanjali in bed. I remember I internalized each and every year in the school assembly prayer, where the mind is without fear. Tagore's vision to me remains dear. Clearly debating Gora, I remember, or analyzing Charu. As an NRI, I'm nostalgic rereading Homecoming. Tagore truly shapes my being. In the worst suffocating moments of feeling betrayed and let down, reaching Tagore again, I always found my feeble voice growing stronger as I sang Jodi tore dakshane koi na ashe tobe ekla chalo re. Tagore forever in my breath. I find him in my soul's depth. He holds my space, and his unique artworks all my frowns erase. From pain intense, I feel grace immense. Between his art and poetry, I swing and sway. His wisdom and light each time bring me solace. As I revisit my Tagore shelf, I immerse in his wisdom and emerge a balanced eye. Intellect and heart at peace, I feel nurtured and nourished as I sing or recite. His eternal presence I feel. After every fall, I higher rise. Thank you.
An excellent poem, Amita. Over to you, Monica. Lovely
It was
poem.
such a beautiful poem, Amita. And I would love to invite Lovita for her poetry reading. And I think her poetry is about, just a moment. The title of her poem is 10 Shades of Earth, Dirt, Nishidopali. Right, Lovita?
Yes, Nishiddhapalli. Yeah,
Okay.
Lovita. Unmute yourself, Lovita.
Unmute. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Audible now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you again. So I was like so engrossed listening to beautiful poetries and stories about Tagore. And that's why I say Tagore in us is alive. Tagore is alive in us, in you, in me. So my poetry goes as because everything about Santiniketen Tagore is Kolkata. So I thought, and I being a believer of Durga Shakti, Durga, Ma Durga, so I have written the Shakti, the strength of women I see I could relate to in Ma Durga. So that's why I have written this poetry, 10 Shades of Earth, Dirt, Nishiddhapalli, right? In 10 shades of earth, dirt, why we cannot be the 10-handed goddess of warrior? Who will become the priest, potter, idol maker? When demonic forces enter the dharma of deeds, screams of victory of good over evil. Every priest and idol makers beg for land from her promised land. Where will my potter seek Punyamati? Do time play a drama, knocking at the doorstep of wooden and unfinished heaven? I mean to say wooden and unfinished heavens are brutal. Faces of both hypocrisy and society be born into in search of energy potency driven. That's her unfinished heaven. Hide to seek a handful of fire and force of fortitude, fortunes from promised land of Nishiddhapalis. To create a new 10 shades of warrior goddess and might for fatal fight to end evilly. Mahisasur is ad hominem, name of displaced divinity, placed in the tales of yore and not yet a myth of malign and hackle pesters that plague dignity. Secret out of houses with red doors, that's brutal, in districts of Kumartoli, clad in sacred earth's body. My potter is a poet's idol maker. To make her warrior goddess, the invincible one, fierce form of warring Mahisasura Mardini, buffalo demon slayer. My potter need mud from the banks of Ganges, Bosporus, urine and dung, and half of earth from Nishiddhapalli. The sacred idol of goddess Durga is ready to fight filth in my potter's land, Kumartoli, narrating, rhyming, naming, clad the earthy idols of gods and goddesses and the society, all out of Nishiddhapalis. 10 shades of earth, dirt, each out into 108 names like Skandamata, Kushmanda, Sailaputri, Kalratri, Mamacharini, Chandaghanta, and Siddhidatri. Still mages, stillborn. Forlorn, my potter's warrior goddess finds no nameplate, not even no home on earth. Still are called sluts in best of their slangs, dates and Jezebel. Yet quietly my potter's warrior goddess attains self-sacrificing solemnity. Chakra of Chakravyu battling spins the wheels of auspicious time. Ashtami's hunger for auspicity. Rages of fatal fights, screams of victory of good over evil for every right. Can't sheds its shell. Bell rings, all powerful throw. Her 10 hands become the sharp edges of scimitar, shield, trident, bow, and arrow. Her warrior goddess, his warrior goddess, the potter's warrior goddess, mounts on lion-bodied force, withering winds of fortress of fate, invincible and beyond reach, demon-slaying goddess, Mahishasura in the form and difficulties of strategy, war dance of warrior goddess in quiet ecstasy, umbilicated Navratri narrating demon-killing. Women are worshipped as goddess. Women are worshipped as goddess. Yet it's showy, it's hypocrisy. My potter is an idol maker, made this warrior goddess a love mark, emboldened mark of respect to those women downtrodden, humiliated by earth's dirt of society, you and me, macabre humor of loudest war. In the musicality of the Shera Vijayadasami, fireworks of victory immersed into the womb of Brahmaputra, mighty river. Warrior goddesses, melting bodies merge into the body of 10 shades of earth, dirt of Ishitopali. Thank you.
Excellent poem. Excellent, lovely poem, and a firebrand poem. Thank you, Lovita. Over to you, Monica.
Thank you so much, Lovita. That was a powerful, evocative poem, I must tell you. And just end up wrap up with 3 lines again. As words take shape, our stories unfold. From pages to hearts, we continue the journey. Let this festival spark a light that never fades. Over to you, Arindamda.
Thank you, Monica. Come to the 4th round, Monica, where we can call people for the musical round, beginning with Lovita's flute recitation.
Lovita's flute, yes,
to-
of course.
Yeah, we have a few people here. So let us hear them out. And then, of course, a ritualistic end to the program. Over to you, Monica.
Over to you, Lovita.
Unmute
My
yourself.
flute is ready. So I'll be playing Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore's Ekla Cholore. It is playing flute. Rabindranath's Ekla Cholore through my flute is not only playing the flute, but it is my attempt to connect to you all, saying that I love you all. So Ekla Cholore, if I may interpret, I believe it is not like Ekla Cholore tum akela chalo, but the oneness of your love, strength, compassion, sympathy, empathy. I think that all embodies into this Rabindranath Tagore's thought, or this wonderful thought, and he wrote it Ekla Cholore. It's not Ekla Cholore means you walk alone, but with this oneness you walk, right? So that I would like to translate it into my flute. It's an attempt. If कुछ mistake हो जाए तो माफ कर दीजिएगा. Okay, here I go. যদি তোর দাক্ষণে না তবে একলা চলো রে.
No. Yeah. So I'll share it with others also.
Namaskar, namaste from Guwahati, the
land of blue hills and red river, mighty Brahmaputra. So I would like to say a very big heartfelt thank you for making me the guest of honor for this prestigious literary event, Santiniketen Literary Festival by Different Truths. And I'm indeed honored, and I would like to play the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore's Ekla Chalore. Mind you, Ekla Chalore doesn't mean that you are a kile chalo. Ekla Chalore, if I may interpret, it may say, it may mean, it may say the Ekla Chalore means the oneness of your love, oneness of your strength in you, oneness of all the resilience, preservation, perseverance, preservation, and empathy, compassion in you, right? Oneness of the strength and the love in you is what I may, if I may interpret Rabindranath Tagore's Ekla Chalore. So you cannot say Jodi to dak sune kyun na, sab sunenge, if the oneness of love is there in you, that oneness, solid form of love, unshakable, invincible, rootedness. So I would like to dedicate in the sense, invoke and evoke the good spirit, the good vibe, the good energy, and the good wellness, well-being through my poetry, to the flute I'm trying to play, and to connect and create this beautiful relation. And so here it goes, Rabindranath Tagore's Ekla Chalore.